Hi there, I'm going to walk you through creating and running a project using future climate data. The initial steps for this type of scenario are a little different than a typical simulation within the Orbital Stack viewer. First, you'll create your project tile. To create your new project tile on your dashboard, simply click Add Project located just below your remaining credits bar. Here, you'll give your project a name and fill in the rest of the details. If your project doesn't have a street address, you can fill in the city and/or state or province. If you would like to have your surrounds auto-generated, please check the box here. You are now prompted to drop your pin to select your project location. This location is predetermined from the address completed in the previous step. You can also manually adjust the coordinates here. Be sure to specify in decimal degrees, not minutes and seconds. Add these to 3 decimal points for accuracy and be sure to include the negative symbol where appropriate. It's important to note that the location of your project cannot be altered after the creation of the tile. This is because the location is used to generate meteorological data. The next step is to select your weather data source. However, since you are specifically requesting future Met data, please choose Measured Data and select the closest airport to your site location. Feel free to check out our help site post on weather station selection, which will give you a better understanding of both measured and modeled data options. Moving on to the final step, please review all your entered details and go back to adjust anything as needed. Once all is in good order, click Create. You are now brought straight into the project properties of your project. To navigate to your project dashboard, click Project List located in the top left of your screen. Now comes the manual process. Here, you will need to email your Orbital Stack representative or support@orbitalstack.com. Within this email, please include the URL to your project tile along with the different climate scenarios you want to run. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change have created 5 socioeconomic scenarios to describe the specific political and economic development paths and their potential effects on the climate. This series of climate models attempts to address different possible futures and frames analysis into future conditions, highlighting the best case to the worst case. The scenarios are coupled with different models that project increases in greenhouse gas emissions, which are driven by climate policy in the scenario. Each climate model is then run from today to 2100 to estimate possible weather conditions in these future years. Orbital Stack selects 3-year samples from those results to integrate into thermal comfort and wind calculations. Specifically, we choose 3 years of predicted current, 3 years of 2050, and 3 years of 2100. Because the models are not as precise as weather measurements, we recommend running a baseline comparison between the model's predictions of current conditions and a historical measured simulation of current conditions. For further details on these climate scenarios, please refer to our help site post. Once your Orbital Stack representative pulls the requested climate scenarios, go to your project tile and add New Scenario. You'll give your new scenario a name, and then from the Weather Data dropdown, you can select your climate scenario. If you have requested multiple scenarios, you will be required to run each scenario separately. For further guidance on how to finalize your new scenario, including selecting the parameters prior to simulating, please check out our help site post and/or video tutorial available here. If you need any other assistance, please feel free to reach out to us at support@orbitalstack.com or check out our other tutorials on help.orbitalstack.com.